incredible video on energy training, energy awareness, and tools and techniques that can dramatically improve the quality of your life. So, tonight we're going to be talking about the energy secret that is vital for your health and longevity. The energy secret that's vital to your health and longevity. And this is something really important, and I'm really happy to be able to share this. People from around the world are contacting me now. If you've been on my videos and you've watched my work over these past months and even years, uh, the idea of energy awareness and what I teach and what I put out to the world is really capturing the attention of people who are into personal development or into science and who are uh, committed to learning how to grow personally, how to grow, how to expand their life, new information. And energy awareness training is cutting edge. It's cutting edge, leading technology, information, and a method that's backed up by science, by the wisdom traditions that go back thousands of years. It's a combination of all the things that I've studied, and I've been able to put together a something new, a new paradigm that's based upon all these different things that are out there to learn. That for most part they're interesting to read about and they're interesting to, maybe to dabble in. But by and large, uh, none of these things on their own have had the ability to create lasting change or a method or a technology to be able to move the human condition forward. And energy awareness training does and is doing that. And reason being is because what I teach is the ability to access a deeper reality. So in this life that we live in, we're constantly trying to figure stuff out, aren't we? We're trying to make decisions every day on how to have a better life. So I want to make sure that, we ask ourselves, should I eat this food? Uh, Now, should I go out of my house? Not go out of my house? Should I, bring my mask? you know, should I make this decision about this or about that? See this person? And most of life is about making decisions about what's good for us so that we can hopefully move our life forward in every area, you know, personally, financially, emotionally, spiritually. And yet, the common factor that we all face is one of frustration and feeling stuck and not and feeling that things aren't moving forward fast enough. And one of the biggest challenges, in all of our lives is a feeling of limitation, feeling that we're limited in some aspect of our lives that we haven't been able to move forward. And this is where energy awareness and energy training come on. This is a leading edge technology, at least the way I teach it, that encompasses and answers so many questions about life that we never had answers for. At least I never had answers for, like why does stuff happen in our lives? How do we end up where we are? And if you like where you are, that's great. But most people don't. Most people uh, are dissatisfied. Are you dissatisfied? Are you dissatisfied with where you're at? Maybe there's some things that you like, but I'm sure there's a lot of things that you don't like. There's a lot of changes that you'd like to make. And like me, maybe you felt kind of frustrated and you try to make changes and you take 2 steps forward and you take 3 steps back. And that's kind of frustrating, isn't it? Well, energy awareness training is all about activating a new resource that has always been available, but no one ever told us about it, or no one ever really brought it to the surface. And as I introduce this technology, this method to the world uh, in various different continents, it's so interesting of the people that are attracted to the work. Well, when I say that when a lot of people will ask me, "Hey, what do you do?" Or I hear you do some kind of energy thing, or you teach, or you're a healer, or like, what's your deal? And they want me to explain energy awareness and energy awareness training, in a one line, like an elevator pitch. And if I were to talk about that and to mention them, I would just say it came out of a place where I wanted to make changes in my life, and I wasn't able to until I discovered the method that I now teach, the training that I now teach, and it was my ability to recognize uh, a deeper reality that's going on simultaneously that we're not aware of. And this reality I call the energetic world because that's what science calls it. The when they talking about subatomic particles and neutrons and protons and things like that, that's not something that passes by you every day. It's like, oh, there goes a particle, oh, there goes a proton. No, it's another world that necessitates another language. So scientifically, you have this, you go into science class when we were kids and you hear all about science and molecules and energy and theories and relativity, and that's all great, but it just sounded like some other subject that really didn't pertain to our lives. And what we all have in common is that we all want to move forward in our lives. We want to have happy lives, and we want to move towards the things we want and away from the things that we don't want. And so often, no matter how hard we try, sometimes we just get pulled into places that we don't want to be. Like right now, we're pulled into this pandemic. We don't want to be there, right? Nobody wants to be there, and yet we've been pulled into it. It's a reality that we find ourselves in, and it's causing a lot of stress. Now, what you do with that stress is very important to your health. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. The subject of this is the energy secret that is vital to your health and to your longevity. So I think we can all agree that in this world that we live in, there are things that we like, there are things that we want to go after, there are states that we want to feel and express: happiness, joy, peace, abundance, blessings, oneness, health, activities. Those are all the things that we want. And then there's the things that we don't want: dealing with viruses, quarantine, limiting, not being able to go places, having places closed, etc. We don't like dealing with that. And if that's not enough on the outside, especially, we all have an internal structure. I call it an internal energy structure. So when I'm talking about energy, I'm talking about, not something, in the subatomic realm. I'm talking about your energy, your frequency. We all have a vibration. We all have a frequency. That's a scientific fact. But what is that frequency? That frequency are your thoughts, your feelings, which can expand into emotions, and your behaviors, and the way that you operate in this world. So much of that, of what we see on the outside, we want to change, right? We want to make more money, or live in a bigger house, or drive a bigger car, have a better job, or better relationship, whatever it is. So we try so hard on the outside to make the changes, right? So we want to make those changes, and we struggle, we struggle, we try and we struggle to make those changes on the outside. Sometimes they're made, sometimes they're not made. Sometimes the things that we change end up better. Sometimes they end up worse. So much of our lives, ends up to be kind of a crapshoot, right? I hope this works out. I hope that doesn't work. Yeah, I hope this works out. How many times have you hoped a relationship you kind of would work out, right? And it didn't. Or maybe you took a job hoping this was going to be a better thing and it wasn't quite what you thought it would be. So much of our lives are hit and miss. And why is that? Why is so much of our lives hit and miss? If I were to ask most of you, are you where you want to be in your life right now? Is this, whatever your age, 30, 40, 50, whatever it is, if I say to you, hey, is this where you thought you'd be at 30? And you know what 9 out of 10 people would say? Heck no. I'd say, hey, is this where you thought you'd be at 40? Heck no. I mean, you just keep going, 50, 60. And then when you get really up there, then it's a whole nother story. But let's stay lower. So why is that? It's because we have expectations and aspirations of where we hope we would be. We hope we're going to be. And we're not there. Why? Well, this thing happened and that thing happened and that. So in other words, a lot of things happen that was beyond your ability to recognize it. Let me just check the broadcast here. Sure, we're going good. So things happen that was beyond your control. Yeah. Okay. Well, why was that? Now, most of the people would say, that's life. It's just the way it worked out. You know, that's so I'm here to tell you that you have more power than you know, that you can control more things than you think you can, and that if you become energetically aware, you can have a decided advantage over people and situations and groups that aren't energetically aware. Why is that? Well, Nikolai Tesla said many years ago when people were asking him about, the mysteries of life. And it's interesting, scientists always become philosophers a little bit. You talk to Einstein, he was a big philosopher. He was known as much for his philosophy as he was for his science. And he said that this life is an illusion. Really? This life is an illusion, but it's a persistent one. Great quote, which I use all the time. Another quote is, that he says, everything that we experience is a miracle. Everything is a miracle if you see it or it's not. It's one of the two. And what he was saying was, consciousness-wise, when you recognize, when you really see and you become energetically aware, you recognize energetically that we live in this incredible symphony, this orchestra of energy, and that everything, the way it works beautifully, is a miracle. And when you look at life that way, you're in high vibrational energy. You become very grateful. You have a lot of gratitude, and you're happy. That's what everybody wants, isn't it? It's what you want. It's what I want. We want to be happy. Well, there are clues, and there's direct formulas to be happy. And this is what happens when you're energetically aware. You recognize that all of these things that we're going after, happiness, success, romance, fulfillment, great health, it's all underneath the physical thing is an energy. So in going back to what Tesla said, if you really want to understand or have a better understanding, nobody can understand everything, but if you want to have a good understanding of things in life, at least answers to a lot of questions that you don't know the answers to right now, then you're going to start looking at things in terms of energy, frequency and vibration. That's one of his most famous quotes. So what did he mean by that? If you want to understand the mysteries, what is the mysteries of life? How come, why, the person you have a crush on doesn't like you back, or why your relationship's not working, or why you got this problem here, or you got this health challenge, or dealing with the COVID. What does that have to do with energy? And my answer is everything. Has everything to do with energy if you understand how it works. So when Tesla said that if you want to figure out the mysteries of life, you'll start to look at things in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So what he was saying there is that this thing you call the mystery of life, this thing that you call the unknown, well, when you look at it in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, then it can be known. Then it can be known. Okay. But let's go even farther. Well, you go, okay, well, my girlfriend and I are not getting along. We're probably, we may break up. How does, energy and frequency and vibration help me with that? Or, I need to make some more money, get my income going on. What energy and frequency, what does that have to do with it? Again, everything. Because what I've done is I've taken Tesla's work, at least in that area, and I've refined it into recognizing and literally explaining the fact that everything is energy that we're working, that we're dealing with in life, that we're living in an energetic planet. Now we know that on some level, but not on the level that we should know it. So when I say everything's energy, everything's molecules in motion, subatomic particles, oh yeah, okay. But when I say to you that everything is energy, including people, places, things, activities, romances, investments, the way you feel, the way you operate, everything we're dealing with, good, bad, and ugly, it's all energy. You think this COVID thing is an energy? You better believe it's an energy. Now, how do I know that? Well, in my work, what I've done is I've taken what Tesla said and I've refined it so that it can mean something for the average person. So in my work in energy awareness training, I've identified energies, no matter what it is having a power, having a purpose, having an intelligence, having a frequency, and giving information. So let's take human beings, for example. You run across people, and there are different types of people you run into. Now, of course, we want to be with people who are good people. We want to be with people who are good for us. We want to be in what I call high vibration energy people, happy, joyous, giving, loving, sharing. Everything that makes up a good person. But like Einstein said, this world is an illusion. What does that mean? It means things are what they seem to be sometimes, and other times they're not what they seem to be. They're the direct opposite of what we seem to be. In other words, we can be deceived. We can think one thing's one thing and it's another. And that's happened to all of us, in our choices of, relationships, friends, acquaintances, organizations, different stuff. All of us have had the experience that, gee, I thought this thing was one thing and it turned out to be another. Now, wouldn't it be helpful if you were able to know the direction or the energy or the way that thing was going to work out before you got involved in it? Wouldn't that be helpful? I mean, wouldn't you have saved yourself a lot of grief? with some of the decisions that you made that you thought at the time was the right thing to do, and they ended up being the wrong thing to do? Wouldn't it be helpful? Well, that's what energy awareness training does. It gives you a map. It gives you the ability to create a direction of how things work. Hey, Alex, glad you're here. Montreal in the house. All right. So that's what being energetically aware is. It's the ability to be able to read these energies. Now, I don't know about your school, but in my school, they didn't teach us how to read energy. They didn't teach us, you know, what I'm talking about. They taught us how to read, how to add and subtract, and how to write, write letters to understand the English language. But they didn't teach us how to read energy. And I'm here to tell you that in this new time we're living in this new millennium that we're just 20 years into, there are going to be a lot of changes and a lot of advancements. One of the biggest advancements we've had is the computer, which is advanced technology dramatically all over the world. Well, I'm here to tell you that we're going to have a energetic revolution, an energetic advancement. And my work is at the forefront of bringing that into the world because it's so important and it's so powerful. All the things that we're looking for answers for are found energetically. I don't care what it is. Ask me a question. How do I get relationships? How do I find a great girl or a great guy? Energy. How do I make more money or break through my limitations? Energy. How do I become more healthy? How can I overcome these health challenges that seem to follow me everywhere I go? Energy. How can I have my family get along better? Can I get along with my kids better, or my spouse, or the next door neighbor? Energy. Now, the very point that you have to ask that question, how do I get along, with my spouse or my relationship, or make more money, or my health, everything I just mentioned? You're asking the question because you haven't been able to find the answer yourself. Yeah, you don't know how to get along. Your family's in disarray, let's say, for example, or your relationship, you can't get along. It's changed. Or you got this health challenge and you've been to the doctor 20 times and they can't figure out what's wrong with you. Or you got a situation that seems to be recurring over and over again, whether it's relationships or health or money. You got this pattern that you don't know where it came from and why. It's like Groundhog Day. You still keep living and doing the same thing over and over again. And you don't have the answers. You don't have the answers because the answer is not found in the physical world. So what I do is I differentiate. There's the physical world that we live in, the 3 to 4 dimensional reality. And which is the physical world, the visible world. And then there's the invisible world that we live in. And it's the stuff that we can't see, but it still affects us. So imagine going through life with just half of yourself. You got one arm, you got one leg, and you got half a brain. Okay, well, you could function, right? You could pick things up and you can, have a crutch to lean on and you could get by in life. But what would it be like if you had 2 arms and 2 legs, 2 sides of your brain? Wouldn't that make life a lot easier? You bet it would. And that's the analogy that I'm giving when you become energetically aware. Most people are only seeing half, less than half of the equation of life and how life works. That's why there's so much frustration, there's so much angst, there's so much stress going on because we want to make changes and we don't know how. On top of that, what else they didn't tell us when you were kids is that inside of our heads, there's a part of our mind that wants to harass us, that wants to give us crap, that's a bully, that just wants to torment us. And it just keeps yakking and yakking and yakking and yakking and yakking. And it tries to disturb you even when everything's going great. And it sends you thoughts and thoughts that create stress, that create anxiety, that put you down. Now, that's in the invisible realm. That's not in the physical realm. It's not something you can see, but it's something that we all experience. We all experience that voice in our head or that thought process that's always beating us up or always trying to pull us down or always trying to discourage us. Now, that tormented me for a lot of years. It's tormented you. And you think, oh my gosh, what can I get some, you hear peace of mind. When am I going to get some peace of mind? Oh my God, because that part of your mind is always looking for what's wrong and looking for things that you can stress about or that you can worry about. So here you are. It's a beautiful evening here, Southern California, the cool of the evening, nice summer evening. And what's not to enjoy here? How about where you are? But then there's that voice in your head that says, yeah, but what about the virus? What about the economy? What about your job? What about it? And it tries to pull you into a place of anxiety, of stress, of fear, of worry. Now, a lot of people, if not most people, are used to going there every single day. So in my work, what I've done is part of what I teach my students in energy awareness training is I teach them to identify the energies that are operating out in the world. And I make it very simple. There's the good energy, and then there's the bad energy. There's the energy of happiness, joy, peace, abundance, blessings, feeling good, feeling fantastic. It's the good energy. Then there's the bad energy, the energies that wants to bring us into feelings of worry, of fear, of doubt, of woe, of oh no. And every human being has to deal with these energies. And unfortunately, unless you know how they work, the low vibration or the bad energy is going to dominate. So in energy awareness training, we know how to disengage, we know how to unplug the low vibration energies so they don't disturb us. So they can try, but they don't disturb us. And we can keep moving higher in high vibration, in happiness, in joy, in peace. So what I'm here to tell the world and reveal is that the number one thing everybody wants is happiness. You want it, I want it. But what is happiness? What is joy? What is peace? Well, the low vibration energies, the bad energies say, well, this has to happen for you to have peace. You gotta be this, whatever you're not right now, or you gotta do this, you gotta achieve this, or the stereotypes of you gotta be rich, or you gotta be a millionaire, or you gotta have a better car, or you have to have a better job, or you have to have a bigger bank account. There's always something that you need. That's what this energy Remember, two energies we're dealing with every day. They contact us every day. So are you saying, Glenn, are these energies uh, outside ourselves or are they inside us? Well, they're both. They're active intelligences, energy forms with an intention. So we're in this world, and energies, like I said, has a power, a purpose, an intelligence. I could say a purpose, yeah. I could say an intention. They have an intention or they have a purpose, either one. And the purpose of the low vibration energy is to pull you into a zone, a place of unhappiness, of stress, of worry, of doubt. The place of the high vibration energy wants to set you free, wants you to be happy, wants you to enjoy this life, wants you to have fulfillment in every way, wants you to be connected to the source of all of this, the source that created, the divine, the creator energy, the implicate order. There's all kinds of names for it, but that's really what the high vibration energy is. It's the lasting, infinite, unlimited energy that all of us are. And it's like one big electrical uh, station, and it's a place that we can plug into. It's an energy, it's a frequency. It's like the sun. You plug into it, you get the sunshine. That's what I call the high vibration energy. The low vibration energy is just the opposite of that. Now, in order for us to move forward in happiness, all of us have to deal with these energies. And these energies, they contact us in our thoughts and in our emotions. So, here I am. Here's an example. I'm here. It's a beautiful night talking to you. We're having a great time here, learning all about energy and all kinds of fascinating stuff. And then a thought will come. Uh-oh, what about this? What about, are they going to close the beaches this weekend? Am I going to run into anybody who's got the virus? Or what's the economy going to be like? Oh, I watched the news today. They forecasted maybe 100,000 deaths by October. So what is that? It's an energy. It's an energy. Can you feel it? Now, what's the source of that? Is it a high vibration or it's a low vibration? It's a low vibration. And what is it? Remember I said how is a power? It is a purpose. It has an intelligence. So this energy, these thoughts in my head, they have a purpose. They have an intention. That is to pull me out of my high vibration energy and take me to a place of worry, doubt, and fear. Now, if I don't know about energy and I don't know that those thoughts are being influenced by these energies, I'll think that those are my thoughts. And I'll go, yeah. And I'll be led just like a sheep, like a lamb to the slaughter, so to speak, God forbid. Oh, okay, yeah, I should worry about that. Yeah, I shouldn't be happy now. Yeah, okay, I'll be, oh, I forgot I should be miserable. Okay. And it pulls, we don't even know what happened to us. We think, hey, what happened? I was happy just a few minutes ago, and now I'm miserable. Why? It's the energy. But if you don't know about energy, you just think, oh, I went into a bad mood. So all this is about becoming energetically aware. And that's the message that I'm putting out to the world, to become energetically aware and to recognize that either the energy controls you or you control your energy. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, behaviors. And that's why so many of us feel that we're out of control in life. If you ask somebody, if you ask most people, hey, are you happy? Is your life going the way you want it to? Or are you fulfilled? And they'll go, I got this problem, and I got this challenge, and I got this drama, and I got this thing I'm dealing with, and you say, well, are you happy? And you go, I'd like to be happy. If only I could, you know, fix this problem, then I'd be happy. If I could, get this person off my back, then I'd be happy. And I'm here to say that's the big deceiver. That's the big lie that these low energies are trying to feed you. That there's something that has to happen before you can be happy and joyful and fulfilled. So think about this, using the example where I'm at now. Is there something that has to happen for me in order for me to enjoy this moment with you here in this beautiful evening? Breeze is blowing. I'm around nature. Is there something that has to happen? Do I have to go make $1 million, or do I have to find a cure for the virus, right? Or do I have to, get in super shape or get a Ferrari for me to enjoy this moment? No. The answer is, I'm maybe being a little extreme here. The answer is no. No, no. I and you, we can be happy right here, right now. And the key to that is to get out of our heads, to let go, to release the thinking process, and to be fully present right here, right now. Now, I hear some of you people thinking, release the thinking process? How do you do that? How can I stop that? I just can't stop thinking. I just can't stop thinking. That's what the low vibration wants you to think. It wants you to think that it's in control. You have to keep thinking. Resistance is futile. We have you. Well, that's a bunch of baloney. And this is the message of energy awareness training. You can dump that. You can dump all that negative, those negative thoughts. You can dump all those negative emotions if you learn how to identify and use your energy. So let me just give you a tip right now. I guess this is going to be the big message of today's class, which is happiness isn't elusive. Whenever you hear somebody say, if only I could be happy, if I could X, if I could only have X, or if I could only do X, or if only I could be X, then I'd be happy. Oh, one day I'll be happy. Well, that's the recipe for misery. Okay, I want you to let everybody know that's the recipe for misery. We all got stuff going on in various parts of our life. Some parts of our life are where we want it to be. Some parts of our life aren't where we want it to be. Some parts of our lives need improvement. Some things are going great. Now, if we went a year ago, maybe it was different. Maybe, the part of your life that, that is great today, it wasn't so hot back a year ago. And maybe a year ago, the part of your life that was smoking hot and going great, maybe now it's shifted and it needs more work. So the message is there's always things going up and down. There's always conditions changing because that's the nature of energy. Energy is constantly moving. It's constantly a wheel of energy. Just like the day, we have the morning, we enjoying the morning, but soon it's going to be noontime. You enjoy the noontime. Pretty soon it's going to be afternoon. You enjoy the afternoon, then it's going to be evening, etc. So when you're energetically aware, you recognize and you don't hold on and say, if only, you don't make happiness a condition. I teach unconditional happiness. And this is something every human being on the planet should learn. Unconditional happiness. How do you achieve it? By being right here, right now, and getting out of your head. So follow me for a second, will you? If you're sitting down, sit up in your chair. Let's do a quick exercise. Sit up in your chair, relax your shoulders, and be aware of the floor underneath your feet. Now, you probably weren't aware of the floor until I pointed it out. Well, energy flows where attention goes. So you're aware of the floor underneath your feet. How about you aware of your legs, your thighs? Maybe you got your hands on your legs. Okay, how does that feel? You feel your butt sitting in the chair, right? You feel your spine, your shoulders. You're into your body. Now, when you get into your body and become aware and fully present, what I call being fully present right here, right now, that's how you disconnect the thoughts. It's one method. I have many methods, but this is a simple method that you can use to disconnect. Here you are. Okay, I'm sitting in the chair. Okay, maybe be aware of your breath. Now, most of us aren't aware of our breath until somebody points it out. You breathe through your nose, you exhale through your mouth. You inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Join me on a couple of these, will you? Here we go. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Great. Now, energy flows where attention goes. So, whatever you want more of, that's where you focus your attention. And whatever you want less of, you move your attention out of there. So what we want happiness right now. Okay? I know you guys got stuff going on. I know there's a pandemic, but how about can we be happy right here, right now? At least for a few minutes. I'm going to show you how. You're already aware of being in your body. Okay? You're out of your head and you're in your body. You're being aware of the floor underneath your feet, your butt in the chair, your legs, your shoulders. You're aware of your breath. Your breath is a cleansing mechanism. So every time you take a nice deep breath, preferably breathing through the nose, holding it for a second, exhaling through the mouth, you feel good. This is something that you can control. Now, you might not be able to control stuff outside, and maybe you might not be able to control the thinking process, but you can disconnect from the thinking process by just a few easy steps. Being in your body, being aware of the floor, being aware of the chair you're sitting in, enjoying a nice, delicious breath. And the deeper the breath you take, the better it feels. So when I inhale through the nose, I'm imagining that my breath is going all the way down to my feet. Nice, huh? And here's another thing. When I use my breath to become present, and the breath starts cleaning my energy. Now, I have many ways to teach this, but I'm giving you an elementary way, something that you could do if you're new to energy awareness training. Something anybody can do, easy to do. You take a breath through your nose, exhale through your mouth, but when you breathe in the nose, you breathe all the way down to your feet. Hold it, exhale. And that creates energy moving. And I have a saying that says nothing changes until energy moves. So if you don't like the way you feel, change your energy. Change your energy, change your life. How do you change your energy? By moving it. By taking your awareness and it's shifting to become fully present. So let's continue on. Okay, I'm here. I'm aware of the nice, fresh evening air. I'm aware of the plants and the trees around me, sitting out in nature. It's kind of cool. I'm aware that it's a summer night, early July. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on out there, but right here, right now, where you are, where I am, it's all good. I think of the people I love, someone that I love. Could be a person, could be your pet. Think about that. Makes me feel good. I think of the things that I want to do in my life, places I want to go one day, or just what I'm going to do tonight. After the broadcast, probably play some piano, do some singing, do some writing, talk to some friends. Yeah. So what am I doing? I'm thinking about what I want. I'm not thinking about what I don't want. I could go there if I want to. All I have to do is turn on the news and I can go back to feeling bad again. But it's a choice. And I want you to leave you with this. It's a choice. The way you feel is a choice. And it hasn't been until I became energetically aware. I thought I was a victim of circumstance. Remember the Three Stooges? And when you were kids, you used to watch the Three Stooges, and Curly would go, yeah, I'm a victim of circumstance, which means, hey, it's not my fault. I'm powerless. No, you got the power. You got the power to feel good. That's the first step, to learn how to feel good no matter what's happening out there. That's what we call energetic freedom. And that's what we strive for every day in energy awareness training, to live energetically free, to not let anybody or anything or any conditions take away our happiness. Now, that's easier said than done. That's why in the training I teach you exercises and methods, kind of like what I'm teaching you right now. Something simple, but something that effective, that if you practice it every day, you'll get better and better at it. And it's like a muscle that you develop. And you can develop the muscle to be unconditionally happy every day, no matter what's going on. Because you don't need a reason to be happy. Remember that. You don't need a reason other than the decision, I'm going to be happy. And if you have thoughts inside that says, no, you're not, you can't be happy because of what about the virus, or what about the job, or what about the relationship, or what about your health condition? No. I teach, well, even though that stuff's there, can you decide to be happy anyway? And hopefully your answer is yes. That's called taking control of your energy. And then what do? You get out of the thought process. You get into your body. Maybe you take a walk around the block, or if you're sitting in the chair, you're feeling the floor underneath your feet. You're feeling your butt in the chair, feeling, what it's like to be inside that body. You're taking a breath, a couple of nice breaths, and then you think of the things that make you feel good. And then hold that in mind and allow it to expand. The love that you have for the people you care about, allow that to grow and expand. The things you love to do, either go do it or think about doing it. Whatever it is, you want to be able to move the energy. And if you do that, that's the way that you can control your happiness. And that's what I do every day, and that's what I teach my students to do every day. First thing, get rid of your negative, low vibration energy through the different techniques and tools I teach, and to move into the decision to be happy. There are some things I decide every day. It's a decision. I decide to be happy. I decide to be grateful. I decide to be loving. I decide to laugh and enjoy myself no matter what. That's what I decided to do. So what I'm doing is I'm giving my mind instructions to, hey, you up there. This is the direction we're going into. It's called the power of intention. So if it tries to lure me in another direction, it tries to make me unhappy or tries to make me ungrateful, I'm no. Get back into alignment. Get back into alignment. We've made the decisions. You guys, this is the secret. These are the secrets of taking back your health, your sanity, and your well-being. Because when you feel good, your body feels good. When you're happy, you're connecting to a high vibration energy frequency. Let's do Glenn Ackerman's energy identification process. High vibration energy, does it have a power? You bet it does. It has a power to increase your immune system, make you feel good. Okay. Does it have a direction? Yes, it does. It moves you up. It brings you up, brings you out. It expands you. Does it have an intelligence? Yes, it does. It has an intelligence that it creates more of the same. It creates more happiness, more joy, more peace. Does it have an intention? Yeah, to create more high vibrational energy. And does it give off information? Yes, it does. The information that it's possible to be happy, joyous, and free right here, right now. That you don't need anybody or anything or any circumstances for you right now to take back your energy and to say, you know what? I've chosen to be happy, and let the thoughts run, whatever. I'm going to be fully present right here, right now. Because right here, right now, that low vibration energy part of your mind can't touch you. It can, and it can't affect you. You know, when people think, oh, my thoughts, my thoughts, my thoughts. No, no. You're present right here, right now, and you're in your body, and you're feeling the floor, and you're feeling your lower body, feeling your butt in the chair, your arms, and you're aware of what's happening around you. You're external, not internal. You're happy. It's when the thoughts pull you internally to go, worry about this, worry about that. Oh, I'm back in my head again. You know, I'm back thinking. No, no, no. So work on that. If this is, your first exposure to energy awareness training, we have all sorts of wonderful methods and trainings and techniques to teach you how to dump your negativity, how to handle the issues and the baggages that you've been going through, your whole life, how to dump it, and how to move it from the ordinary into the extraordinary. And I want to show you what they are. And this is why I do these videos and classes to teach you about that. Now, we have some cool people on the line here that I want to just acknowledge before we get ready to end. Hey, Gary, we got Australia in the house. Amazing. Robert, thanks for being here. Hey, it's Carrie. Beautiful. Glad you guys are here. Any questions that you have? Any comments that you want to make? I'd appreciate if you'd just spell it out in the chat. It's an interactive broadcast, and I love to answer questions about energy, and it's my favorite subject. What's more interesting than how this world works, right? That what's more interesting than how human beings work, and discovering the secret mysteries, right? When we were kids, we always wanted to see if we could find buried treasure, and we used to hear stories of the pirates, the pirates and the buried treasure, and oh, buried treasure. Oh. I used to go digging up my neighbor's yard. I shouldn't tell you this, but I would go and I had a shovel, and I didn't have anything else to do when I was a kid, so I just started digging up the yard. And I go, I don't know, maybe there's treasure by it, maybe there's treasure here. Who knows, Just start digging, and people go, what are you digging at for? I go, I'm just looking for treasure, I'd go to the beach, and and look around, and maybe something's buried there. I guess I always had a fascination for hidden things to be revealed. Well, boy, I sure hit the jackpot with energy awareness training, because now that's what I do. I discover hidden realms of reality, hidden thoughts, hidden energies, hidden motivations, and it's the most fascinating thing in the world. So I want to encourage you to join me in this wonderful pursuit of knowledge and energies. You can get more information at energyawarennesstraining.com, which is my site. Has information. You can contact me here on Messenger. We have some new trainings coming up that I'll be excited to announce pretty soon. All kinds of new things coming up here for the summer, and I'll be releasing that soon. I have some slots in my personal coaching schedule, so if you want information about that, give me a shout out. And I have a YouTube channel that has over 100 videos of different aspects of energy awareness training. So check us out. We're here to share. So let me just check the chat one more time. All the cool people on there. Great. Okay, Carrie says, Because of you, I am now energetically aware. It has changed my life. Thanks, Carrie. Carrie is a dear friend of mine, and she's making. I'm really proud of. There's some people who take these teachings, and they change their lives. I love it. It's the most fulfilling thing for me to be able to, and that's the whole purpose. I changed my life becoming energetically aware, and I want to give this to the world because just a few tweaks energetically can make the difference between being happy and not being happy, feeling powerful or feeling weak, being able to move forward in life or staying stuck. So I hope that helps. It's a pleasure for me being with you. Uh, and I think I'm going to go enjoy the rest of this evening. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed the class here, let me know. And any questions, go ahead and put them on the chat, and I answer them throughout the week on Facebook. All right, everyone, have a wonderful night. God bless, and I'll see you soon. Remember, nothing changes until energy moves. So go ahead and move some energy and just allow yourself to feel great. Won't you join us in feeling great right now? I hope so. Bye for now.